Hello, and welcome back to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm Gail Thompson. Some of you may not know, but I'm on a Blog Name Hero Facebook design team. And a Blog Name Hero is a challenge blog. And right now we're doing a muted colors challenge. And this is the project I did for today's post. This is just a leftover piece of paper that I had stamped for an earlier Blog Name Hero project. And this is a stitching tree die by Simon Says Stamp. I will link all the supplies below. I'm just going to die cut that tree in the middle of this piece of paper. So now we're back, and it's a muted colors challenge, so I'm trying to, not have anything real bright red. I have some muted hand-dyed embroidery floss, and I'm going to stitch that tree up, and I'm going to show you how right now. Start from the bottom, and we're just going to, I like to keep it as flat as possible, so instead of knotting, just use a piece of tape. Nobody's ever going to see it. I like to keep the backs neat. My grandma always said the backs had to be as neat as the front, but that usually wasn't the case. Then I'm just going to do a simple stitch back and forth across the tree. Now we're getting close to the top. Unlike fabric, it's kind of hard to feel your way through, so I have to flip it over a lot to see where the hole is. And I'm just coming up to the very top of the tree, and we're going to go down the sides with a blanket stitch. I thought it just needed a little more shape than what it had. So we're just going to do an easy peasy back stitch, and I'm just pulling it up one, taking it down the one in front of it. Nothing fancy. And once again, having that floss be multicolored really does add to the project. So now we're getting ready to finish it up. And you just sort of can feel it when it's not real heavy cardstock. This is Neenah 110-pound cardstock, Desert Storm. And we're just about finished. I hope everybody is doing well and getting ready for Thanksgiving if you're in the United States, or wherever you whatever you celebrate in November. And I wonder how many of you are getting Christmas cards done. If I weren't doing these videos, I can assure you, I would not have any Christmas cards done. So I'm finishing this off with just a little piece of tape again to keep it nice and flat. And there is the beginnings of our Christmas tree. But what would a Christmas tree be without decorations? I took the other embroidery floss, I used all 6 strands. This, I just used 3. I wanted it to be kind of dainty, and I did want you to be able to see the background through it. Now I'm going through some glass seed beads. Now I have seed beads out the wazoo, but could I find them? No. So I had to make a quick trip to the store, and they cost $1.98, but $30 later, when I left the store with other stuff I didn't need, I got home and commenced to finish in my card. Now sometimes the holes in these aren't big enough for the needle to go through. I didn't use a beading needle. I just used a regular needle. So I thought I would just do 1 bead, and then 2, and then a row of 3. And pretty soon, I get a little tired of chasing all these around. And I have, voila, a bead tray, which I had all along sitting to my right, but did I remember it? No. And my table isn't completely level, so everything kept rolling away. We're getting ready to do our last row. And isn't that just so much easier instead of chasing it all over the table? I was going to incorporate those snowflakes to the right, but there just really wasn't a way to do it. Also at the top of the tree, that is a Star Brad, and I just picked that up at an office supply store. So I can't really tell you where I got it because I can't remember, and it has probably been at least a decade since I got those. I unfortunately don't remember half of what I have, and I can't find the other half. So I'm trying to decide where I want this to end. Do I want it to clear at the bottom, or do I want it to be up one? So I said, oh, I think I want it to be up one. I'm not going to fix those beads. I'm going to let them slide around. It'll be a fun little element you can play with. So I'm taping it down again. And I'm just going to kind of play with the beads, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I used the Infinity rounded rectangle die for all of these layers. And I took a muted tealish green. Is that a word, tealish? And that is, you know, the biggest of the one of the dies. I'm going to put that down first. It's best to put these down with the card laying flat. It's easier to line up because I don't really measure anything. Excuse my head there. I just kind of plunk it down. And then I have the sort of a muted red. From Hero Arts, I have that sample pack, and it's just wonderful. They're 4 1/4 by 5.5 pieces, and you can try out all the colors and then buy whichever ones you need as you go along. I have their black, and that is the best black cardstock on the planet. There is hands down no competition. I use liquid adhesive because I do a lot of wiggling around. Since I don't measure anything, I have to adjust. And now we've got our center ready to go. I'm going to use quite a bit of glue on this since I've got tape and thread and a brad. So I put quite a bit, but this art glitter glue is fantastic. It's very tough. It's very quick drying. It dries clear. It's my new favorite glue. And now I'm just going to eyeball this. And yes, I'm going gray, folks, but I'm 58 years old. So I wanted a tree trunk that was kind of muted and natural. And I cut a piece of corrugated cardboard. I'm going to glue that on the bottom. And then I decide it's not quite the right height. It wasn't even. So I'm going to trim it here in a second. I just can't have a lopsided tree trunk. So there we go. And later I put a little bit of the ink that I had that matches the berries there on my background. I kind of inked it up a little bit so it would match. Look, so you can see it down there at the bottom. So this is the final project. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video and that you try it. To me, it's a whole lot quicker than coloring a million things. I am such a slow colorer. And I'm going to be back very, very soon with another video. I know, you're shocked. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. I'm also at Darby Creek Diaries on Instagram. And the darbycreekdiaries.com, where you'll find more information on all of my projects, lots and lots of card ideas over there. Be sure to visit our Blog Name Hero Facebook page and blognamehero.com to enter the challenges. That's it for now. I'm going to leave you a couple more videos that I hope will interest you, and there's loads of playlists if you check them out. I'm going to see you again very soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. I so appreciate the time you spend with me. Bye-bye.